Assalamu alaikum. My name is Roshan Mohammed. You're in Roshan's kitchen with Roshan's Delights. Today I have my little daughter. She's a chef. She's going to show us how to do a Mongolian bride, and I'm going to leave the rest to her. So here goes. Safia?
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you so much for having me, Auntie Roshan. So my name is Safia. I am a qualified chef, and today I'll be teaching you guys how to make a quick and easy Mongolian stir fry with a side of rice. So we can start. Here we have a mixture of apple juice with soy sauce, and we have a mixture here of cornstarch, baking soda, and a bit of white pepper. These two are the marinade for the steak, and when we marinate with this two, it's called velveting, which helps to tenderize and make the steak very nice and soft. Here we've got big chunks of green onion. So what happens is the big chunks is also, like I said, it gives it a nice, it makes the dish more full, and also it gives a nice garnishing. Here we've got dried red chilies and whole ones. The reason why we keep it whole, like I said again, is to make the dish look a lot more full, and also gives it a nice flavor with a touch of spice. Over here we've got the garlic, we've got ginger, and some people do like to add a bit of red chili, green chilies. It depends on your taste buds. Sometimes it might be too strong, so you may leave that out. And then we've got oil for frying our steak, and I've got a bit of sesame oil again just to top it for garnishing. So we're going to cut the steak. The nice part about the flank steak is that it's got a little bit more fat, and it's not as lean as the fillet steak, so it's very nice for stir frying. It cooks very quickly, and it's got a lot of flavor to it. So now we have our steak. I will marinate it. We've got the mixture of the apple juice with a bit of soy sauce. The reason why I use apple juice is in normal Mongolian cooking, they actually use Shaoxing wine, which obviously we are not allowed to use. So a great replacement is apple juice. It gives it that nice tanginess, as well as it helps to tenderize the meat as well. So the process here is called velveting the meat. As you can see, I've just mixed a bit of this. And with this, it's going to give it a nice crust when we fry it, as well as help to tenderize it. A nice thing for this is to please marinate it about 15 to 30 minutes before you do fry, just so that the flavors develop nicely, and it gives it, it makes it nice and soft as well. And with this as well, once we do fry our steak, you'll see it would be nice and fluffy, if you understand what I mean. Usually with steak, it shrinks a lot, but this helps to keep its size as well. I've added about half a cup to 3/4 cup of oil to a pan. It's just to shallow fry our steak. So I've on it on a bit of medium heat, and I'm going to fry our steak. I'm going to put it in some batches, just so that we don't overcrowd the pan as well. And we should fry for about 2 to 3 minutes, just to get, you'll see, a nice crisp. The nice thing about steak, especially flank steak, is that it cooks very quickly. And we don't want to overcrowd the pan as well. So every few seconds, you can just give it a nice turn. You can already start to see that it's starting to crisp up as well. Just be careful, it does get a bit hot. And you can turn them over. Once you start to see the nice brown color, give it a few minutes. And now I'm going to strain them out. So what I have here is a colander with just a little bowl at the bottom, just to drain out a bit of the oil. And remember that it will still cook again once we put it and stir fry it again with all the rest of the ingredients. So we are heating up some oil in the pan, and we are going to stir fry our garlic and ginger. So from here, we're going to add our garlic and ginger. I'd say about a teaspoon each, depending on how you like your flavor. But I'd say I like to add a little bit more garlic than ginger. I think it gives it a nice flavor. And as you can see, we're gonna heat it up. But just be careful for it not to burn. We want to extract the flavor from it. So we can heat up our pan a little bit more. We can add, I'm going to put mine on 7. This is a normal electric stove. And I prefer to gradually heat up the stove. Like I said, because we stir frying, we do want it at a high heat. But when you start off, because we don't want to burn our first ingredients, we start off a bit slower. From there, I like to add my whole dried chilies and let that absorb in with the garlic and ginger. I would add in about half a teaspoon, quarter to a half a teaspoon. So I wouldn't add in too much, but just enough to give it a nice kick. From there, we can smell our spices coming together. We can see the color of our chilies changing as well. Now we are going to add the green part of our spring onion. Let that fry up a bit. This gives it an amazing flavor. The white part of our spring onion. As you can see, our colors start to change. Our onions become quite bright, and so does the color of our chilies come out. I'm going to be adding our onions, but I'm going to give it a quick stir fry because we want to keep that nice crunch. As you can see, I've kept it to the bigger size. Like I said, it makes the dish look a lot more whole, gives it a lot more flavor, and just has a lovely crunch to it. And we'll stir fry that for a few minutes. And with the vegetables, I mean, you can cut it in any way that you'd like. It's really truly up to your preference. Now, as you can see, our onions are a little bit translucent, not too much, but it still has a crunch to it. It's still a little bit hard, which is what we want. From there, we're going to add our steak back in. give that a nice mix and let that incorporate into our stir fry. And from there, we are going to add our sauce in. Like I said, it's a mixture of a sauce. And we're just going to throw that in. And we can stir fry that together. Depending on how your family likes it as well, you can adjust the sauce, you can make it a lot more saucier, you can make it a lot more drier. I think this is the perfect amount because we serve it with rice, so I think it just works out well. And just be sure to nicely coat each piece of steak, each piece of veggie. And from the residual heat of the pan as well, even if you'd like to off it at the stage, it would still end up cooking your steak a bit, it would end up cooking your onions as well. And then from there, we are going to add in our spring onions. Here you may add as much as you like, as little as you like. This gives it a lovely color, gives it a lovely taste, gives it a very nice fragrance as well. And it's great for garnishing. Just add a little bit more. And lastly, I like to add a bit of cashew nuts. These are pre-roasted, like I've mentioned before, with a bit of sesame seeds in the mixture as well. And we can leave some as well for garnishing once we plate. It's a very easy, quick dish to make, especially, when we're breaking fast and we don't want to have something too heavy, but something still full of flavor. As you can see, our dish is ready. The colors are still nice and bright. Our onions still have a bit of a crunch to it, and everything is coated nicely in our sauce. Finally, we are done with our dish. We are done with our Mongolian beef. We have plated it nicely with a side of rice. And I'm going to top it off with I've topped it off with some sesame seeds, and I'm going to drizzle a bit of sesame oil on top. Jazakallah so much. I hope you guys enjoyed. This is a very special dish for me, and it's very quick and easy to make. It only takes about 25 minutes to make, so it's very easy for iftar time.
Thank you so much, Safia.
Thank you, Auntie Roshan.
The food smells amazing.
Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it. And a Ramadan Mubarak. I hope everybody has a lovely Ramadan. And please remember me and my family in your du'as. And Ameen. Thank you, Auntie Roshan.
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.